All right, so
No, I had a piece of paper. I just pushed that with it.
so Pops isn't screaming in the background. All right. I'm filming. Yeah. Go.
We'll just edit it from there.
Yeah, just go. So what do we got here, Ryan? What's the project?
Just give me a minute. Okay, so we got a customer's race car he just purchased today. He brought it into us because he wanted us to go over it and assess what he bought. We've already looked at the car. There's a few things that we are going to have to change, going to have to update. There's a few things on the car that we're going to have to make safe for him that we know he's not going to have any issues when he goes to the racetrack. So here, let me show you the car and what we've got.
Do a look around. So basically you're just going to do a once over. You kind of already figured out some stuff ahead of time because we started pulling parts off. But going to fix some things that were not the greatest on it.
Yeah, okay.
Not necessarily unsafe, but...
So on this vehicle, this is an altered, they call it. So this vehicle has a straight axle front end. So a few things, the straight axle, the kingpins are out of it. We're gonna have to change the pins and the bushings.
So that's these guys up in here.
The outer tie rod ends are Heim joints, and they have play in them, as you can see here.
Oh, yeah, that's not safe.
We're gonna update the transmission cooler as well as the transmission lines to braided and fittings. We're gonna run AN fuel line right from the electric fuel pump up to the carburetor.
Just basically giving a good update, kind of bring it up to safer specs.
So the electric water pump on this thing is an older style that they use. Nowadays you can buy the
It's an all-in-one unit, right?
Factory style water pump with the electric motor built right into them. So on this project, when we put it back together, we'll probably update it and put a little more modern style water pump on it.
Yeah, because this is just a potential failure point, right?
It very well could be, yeah. They worked good in their day.
Yeah, for sure. But there's just
and there's a lot of people that still use them, but
yeah,
it just cleans it up, makes everything nicer.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're gonna pull the radiator out, have Pops throw it in the tank, clean it, flush it, pressure check it.
Papa Joe, Smoking Joe's gonna give her the once over. Now, do you think they're gonna keep similar exhausts? So you're not sure yet if this motor is gonna be rebuilt. We're gonna look into it.
Yeah, the motor definitely, the engine definitely has to come out. Needs to be rebuilt, freshened up, for sure. Rings, bearings. Another thing we found when the customer brought the vehicle down was the header tubes here are cracked.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So if you get a close up, you can see they're cracked along here. It's been welded once. What happens is from all the vibration of the car and all the weight hanging off the side, it really works on these tubes that are welded to the flange. So we're gonna have to fix that up for them as well.
Yeah. So similar style exhaust then.
Yeah.
Or probably rework these guys.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Okay.
So we warmed the engine up when we brought it in. We did a compression test on the engine. The engine is down on compression, which we were afraid of. So we're gonna pull the engine out, disassemble it all, strip it down to a bare block, and assess everything that we have here.
Anything going on with the rear end of this guy?
Yeah.
So what do we got going on back here?
We don't want to cut people's stuff up too much.
No, it's not that.
So,
it's just not how you would typically do it. It works. You get her done while you can.
So
right?
on a race car, the proper thing to have coming off your calipers are braided brake lines. As you can see, this is still steel, so we're going to strip the old brake lines off, run the braided, proper fittings to the flex line. That way we know it's safe for our customer.
Yeah, like these aren't mounted, secured, anything. They're just kind of...
Yeah, they're just kind of run here.
Free space in it. Yeah, that makes sense. Make it a lot safer because these are the only brakes on the car. There are no front brakes because this is...
Unaltered, so
and
it only
altered?
has rear brakes, yeah.
Yeah. Does it have 2 calipers? Yeah, it does.
Yeah, dual rear caliper.
And then, so this was Ronnie. Ronnie's,
Looks like it was Ronnie
car.
Calder's.
So Ronnie, we're not cutting up your car. We're just bringing it to the next level. You did a good job. But the guy who owns it now is not Ronnie. So is he going to put his own name on it? Does he look like at least the sticker of this guy here?
Yeah, we're going to have to paint a...
Does
we're
he
gonna
look like that?
draw a beard on him and call it the newer old guy.
The newer old guy, yeah. You have to alter that too, eh? But she's got flames, so that's like 10 horse, right?
So we've already drained all the water / coolant that he had in it for the winter. We got some of the coolant hoses off of it, spark plug wires, distributors already out of it. We can continue taking the headers off and the carburetor and linkage and everything to get it out of there.
Yeah. So on the coolant side, is this typical? Just, I'm asking for me, because I'm sure people are going to see how much rust.
Yeah, typically, yeah.
That's typical? Now, is that just running from like water?
So, yeah, typically, like on a race car, you will get some type of corrosion because it's straight water.
Okay.
So some people will run an additive in the cooling system on a race car with the water just so it doesn't corrode.
Corrode, yeah. I guess because on race cars they just use water because it's just easier. You can dump it anywhere. It's not an issue.
Well, the thing is too, on a drag strip you can't run antifreeze because if something were to leak,
it's super
on the
slippery
track,
and shit.
it's very it's hard to clean up.
See, I'm learning stuff. See, I bet you somebody learned that too now. Yeah, I didn't know that.
There's a few things like with the wiring of this car, going to the gauges.
Yeah, that's some nice wiring.
A lot of stuff didn't work.
Yeah.
So we're gonna clean all that up for him too. So
the distributor wasn't. It's already been pulled and it's in the box down there. So it's not a high fancy distributor-less car.
Yeah. For the upcoming racing season, you got to update your belts every 2 years.
Okay.
So we'll be updating that for him as well as getting him his new safety equipment because he hasn't driven a race car before, so he's gonna need a new helmet, fire suit, gloves.
Oh, so he's gonna have some fun in this then. Now, man, I remember going my first time. It was fun.
So,
in here, is there anything in this cockpit that you think needs to be changed, or is it all pretty standard and safe enough?
Yeah, we're gonna clean up the wiring on the car, maybe the switch panel.
Stuff. Yeah, because stuff dangling.
Talked about moving the shifter because, as you could tell, the shifter's right between your legs.
Yeah.
So maybe purchasing a narrower shifter, like putting it on the side, so that way it gives them a little easier to drive.
Yeah. It would make more sense to be up here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just because that's your natural.
Yeah.
Is on the
I haven't sat in this thing, but it seems like the roll cage seems pretty good on it. It's got your
on the roll cage you gotta have your protective padding and everything like that. This has an older style Buick Oldsmobile style rear end. Typically back in the day when they built race cars, they never had all the aftermarket parts that they have today, like Ford 9-inch, Dana. Well, Dana was around, but Ford 9-inch nowadays is your common rear end on a race car.
Because of all the aftermarket support.
Because of all the aftermarket parts and
yeah,
sheet metal rear end housings and axles and stuff. So back then they used what was available and what was the strongest. So a lot of times back in the day, you either seen the Olds rear end housings, Olds Buick, or a Dana.
So what time period? When do you think this was built? I don't know.
Probably 60s for sure, I would think.
You think so? That old?
60s, 70s?
Yeah? Okay. I had no idea.
And then it's been updated over the years.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, it's older than I thought then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this battery's just sitting in the car because you had to get it here. But
well, it has to have a box and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And there's your shut off down there. Cool. All right, so we're gonna start ripping into her, right? Because we got to pull that old junker out.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, but we got to do a lot of that, right? There's a lot of. You're still recording.
Hey, I'll turn it off. So we've got this beefy old school rear axle out of an old Olds or Buick or something. I don't know. You guys will probably tell. They know, but I don't want to ask them. So drive shaft looks good. It's got this nice B&M cooler. And what else was I gonna show? Oh, and the front end's kind of cool. I didn't know this, but it's actually an old like 30s or 40s Dodge front end. You know, 30s, I guess. I don't know. Joe knows, he was telling me. But there is quite a neat story behind this hot rod, and we'll try and get the new owner to tell us a little bit about it, because it's actually a lot older than I thought. Oh, okay. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a tour underneath what we're working on today. So I don't know what time of he's gonna show this, so it's either I've already drained the oil or I'm about to drain the oil. Same with the draining. But the fluids look good in it. Right, Joe? Right, thumbs up. We're gonna take the rad out because it's not done the best, like with the mounts and stuff. We're gonna fix that.
Not only that, the rad, you can see there's some stainage at the top. It looks seepy, so we're probably gonna have to build a new rad for it.
Yeah. It definitely, yeah, because you can see the corrosion down in here. It's just signs of, you know, being old. And this is the trans cooler and the lines and stuff. We're gonna put new lines and everything. The lines are kind of iffy, and
New braided lines, AM fittings.
yeah, you hear the guys, and probably a better cooler. So, but this is the underside of her. It's actually really simple, and this is a lot older hot rod than I thought it was.
From SBI, from Dodge. Or Dodge.
Well, actually, probably go down hoist another 5 inches.
Yeah. No, because the wheel now is gonna not be able to go up and over that up. Let's just jack this down, right? Can you turn it a bit? It's kind of foggy. Just hold that. That's gonna go up a little bit with the.
Big bear guy.
Custom.
You're stuck up.
This cherry picker sucks.
No, it's just.
The wheels suck.
Oh.
Where are we going with it? Custom.
You need 2 sets of burgers for some reason.
Well, he probably has 2 sets because he got the wrong ones or they were cheap.
You kept this
Huh?
on this side?
I didn't even see that. That's not even supposed to. Oh, it's just a shim?
Maybe there was a shim on it.
Yeah, there's a milled out spot where the shim sits.
We'll build let's make a bracket that goes in there that holds the converter around.
So you don't have to mess with it?
And then we'll nut and bolt. We'll
Yeah.
just grab a 3/8 nut and washer to put on there so it holds the tranny into place.
Yep. Got your ratchet out. So what do you use to, don't you guys have a bunch of those kicking around?
What's that?
Those bars?
What do you mean? Those little tab brackets?
Yeah. Because we can bolt it right onto there, right? Do you want me to just use one of your nice snap-on wrenches and we can just put it?
Grab just a nice 16 inch, tighten those up so the tranny is good.
Yep.
And then
You have the wrench. Or we could use that to put the bar across these bolts. Just put your wrench right here. Watch.
is that what the boss does?
That's what I would do.
The boss.
The boss! Yeah.
No, I got a bunch of those little brackets.
Do you? Okay. So maybe we'll put those on first before tightening those nuts?
No, we'll just put it in another corner or whatever.
Okay. Oh, it's like a spring thing? Piece of spring?
Pushing.
Alright, we got it out with a little bit of drama, but that's alright. Amateur. That was my fault. Not them. Joe told me to put it on the ground. Alright, it looks like we got the Dragster back in the shop, and Ryan was very ambitious and installed the engine without me, so Joe's going to go over that with us, what he did, because he rebuilt that engine. And looks like the new old guy is gone, and Rick Goosen is the new name on the thing. So we'll just have a look, see what they cleaned it up a little bit since last time it was at the shop. They put some nice gauges on it, kind of reconfigured the interior, made it nicer, put a new floor in. They put some hangers here for the headers, which is really nice because they were kind of flopping. And also the guy remounted the rad, much nicer than it was before, way sturdier. Way sturdier. So Joe's gonna just walk through what he did on this engine.
Afternoon. This is a project, older gentleman bought it. He's gonna race in the ONDR. It's like a nostalgia class for the, a lot of older guys are in it. So anyways, he brought us the car. Ryan did an inspection on it, redid the back brake lines. We did a compression check on the motor. It had 3 cylinders that were low. This is like a 377 cubic inch, 400 block, 350 crankshaft, balanced, blueprinted, 4-bolt main. It's a good block. Set of GM bow tie cylinder heads. Roller camshaft, but it's a really dated engine. This engine, I found markings on the crankshaft. It was originally balanced in '06. So we disassembled the engine, checked the balance on it, new rings, bearings. I had to get a hold of Crowler. They're the original manufacturer of the camshaft because we had no card on it. Get the camshaft specs. Valve job. It's Holly carburetor, obviously. Intake. It's gonna be a nice little toy for the old guy. He's gonna go out and have some fun. Never raced before. Always been involved in race teams. So he's getting his feet wet.
Nice.
I told him you gotta walk before you run. So probably in a couple of years when he's comfortable, we'll build a new engine and give him some more horsepower.
So this one's totally refreshed though, it'll ready to go.
Ready to rock and roll.
Nice.
Car's probably gonna run in the 10-second range.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So this is the final product of the old school Dragster. Ryan got a little ambitious and buttoned everything up when I wasn't here, so I couldn't film it. Just gives a
Sometimes
smirk.
we get a little bit of ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, so unfortunately we don't have footage of putting it together, but this is what it looks like. So I already went over the gauges and all that stuff. Ryan put in the water pump, the electric water pump.
Hoses, clamps, wired, everything. Had some new wiring done to it, so we connected all that. Custom spark plug wires.
Yeah.
They're all cut and fitted. Everything was pretty much reconditioned on this thing once we put it all back together. There's new supports for the headers, and that's actually a little step, so you can get in and out a lot easier.
Yeah. I was just thinking how it looks a little difficult to get in and out of.
The new big meats are on the back of this thing.
Yeah, these guys look good.
Yeah, some new lettering's done, fresh seat belts for this year. There was a few updates done to it. Before, the floor was all real thin sheet metal, so it's all updated now with thick aluminum.
Just to make it a little safer.
It's all reinforced, a lot more safer, yeah. The shifter's mounted up here, compared to before, it used to be mounted in between your legs.
Oh, right, yeah.
So a lot of wiring was done. These gauges are all new.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fresh plugs, wires.
She's ready to go to Cayuga.
For the freshen up, so yeah. This motor's like a low compression motor, so we could still run pump gas in it. So it's got the Shell V-Power 91 in it.
Nice.
New kingpin bushings in the front.
They're all done.
She's got some lights on the front of her. So yeah, this thing's all lettered up, ready to go to the track.
Do you want to start her up?
Yeah, if you want, I can hop in real quickly and start it up.
I think I want to start it up.
Let you know how it, how it sounds.
Yeah, all right. Oh, you didn't even pull the steering wheel out.
Well, when you're smaller like I am, you can do that.
You're starting to get the dad bod.
Yeah. Just hit the power at the back. There's a switch on the rear.
Ah, here we go. At least it's not a removable key. Oh, cool.
So these are our new panels. This is our bump button for the start. So
That's cool. Water pumps on separate switch. Awesome. Good job, Ryan. Another successful build here at
Boniferro Speed.
Boniferro Speed. Sick. High five, buddy.